Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Monday evening. Yeah, it's before 10 o'clock. Well, I'm doing okay. Mouth is healing better, somewhat anyway. It's been a day. I got some packages sent off this morning, and I finished Roxy's top. I'm going to show y'all that and give you my breakdown of my process of that. I don't have a lot of crochet to show y'all because yesterday I was visiting all day with Eva in her town, which is about 75, 80 miles from here one way. So I was gone all day yesterday. And then I came home and worked a little bit on Roxy's top, and then I finished it up today. And my stomach's... and I cooked dinner this evening, and now my stomach's not liking how much of it I ate. I didn't even eat that much of it, but it smelled really good and tasted really good, what I did get to eat of it, but now my stomach's mad at me. Go figure. I made beef broccoli stir fry with teriyaki sauce over white rice, which normally would be not a problem. But tonight, my stomach is going, why? Why did you do that to me? So I reckon that little bit of part of a bowl would probably be all I get to eat of it. So that's par for the course, I guess, around here. But the boys are very happy with it. That's one of their favorite dishes that I make. So it's fairly simple. Get really thin steak, or sometimes you can run across stir fry beef that's already cut into strips. But sometimes you could just get cheap thin steak and just cut it into strips or little pieces. And so that's what I did. I got some cheap thin steak, and I just cut it into little pieces about yay big, and I cut it up to make it as much as I could, because well, groceries are expensive, and beef especially is expensive. I don't eat a lot of beef anyway, but the boys really like beef, and so I bought it mainly for them as a treat, because we eat a lot of chicken. And because chicken is easier for my digestive system. So I don't eat a lot of beef because it's rough on me sometimes. Ooh, excuse me. Air bubbles. And why I've trimmed down how much carbonation I drink is because of air bubble problems. But yeah, I just... I take it, and I get the sesame seed oil, and I get a wok, and I put a bunch of sesame seed oil at the bottom of the wok, and then I take the meat and I cook it in that. And I did have some mushrooms, some pre-sliced mushrooms, but I seasoned up the meat with some steak seasoning and some Mrs. Dash, and so I cooked the meat first, and with some sesame seed oil and a little bit of butter. And I kind of splashed, somehow I burnt myself. There's always a kitchen mishap with me. But I'd get the steak all done up and everything, and then I put a bunch of, there's some, it seems like I'm always buying a different kind each time, but some teriyaki sauce that's thickened, it's like a thickening. It's already real thick. And so I'll put that teriyaki sauce, pour that teriyaki sauce in there. And then I'll kind of, because it's usually not enough for what I'm doing. So I'll take the bottle of that sauce, and then I'll add some more teriyaki, and then I'll add some low sodium soy sauce and a little bit of water, and I'll shake it up in that bottle. And then I'll pour that in there, and to make, plenty of sauce. And then once I get that good and bubbled, I'll pour my broccoli, from the freezer, broccoli that we've kind of thawed out a little bit. And I'll pour that into the sauce mixture with the meat, and let that, and put put some sort of lid on top of it and let it kind of half steam, half cook in the sauce, you know. And when the broccoli's done, it's done. And we make some minute rice to go with that, you know, to pour over that. So, you know, it's good. It's good. And I don't think that's too bad for you. Sesame seed oil is not bad. It's not terribly fattening. It's right. I think it's right up there with olive oil as far as health wise. So it's not too bad. Butter, on the other hand, that's probably not exactly good. But I like to add a little butter sometimes. But the boys love it when I cook. So, and so I'm going to show y'all this top. And y'all have seen, if those of you that have been with my channel long enough, y'all have seen these tops that I make. This is kind of what I switch gears during the summer, or when the weather starts warming up, and I'll make these pullover granny square tops. And this is what I've just, you know, I've made for, this will be about the third top I've made for Roxy. This one, I'm just, when I saw how this yarn was working up, it just, you know, I explained this in another video, but this is definitely her color palette. This is how that worked up. And let me give you a little, she had given me her measurements, how far it was from her shoulder to where she wanted the end to be. And she'd given me a measurement from her armpit to where she wanted the sleeve to end. And, you know, that kind of measurement, and her bust measurement, so that I would, you know, have an idea of, you know, what I was working with. And so, now also, I measured my own neck, for the neck opening here. And then that's how I measured all around mine. And then I divided that, and then got my neck measurement here. And then arms, I did something similar, you know, and luckily, look how that ends up looking pretty seamless. You can't even tell where the square ends and where the sleeve starts. It's really cool looking. But I ended up going 10 rows on each sleeve in the granny stitch. Now, I didn't chain between clusters on either on the squares or the sleeves here, but I went 10 rows on each sleeve, and then I did 1 row of single crochet, and then 1 row of single crochet with every five or six stitches I would do a single crochet decrease. So I would do like 5 single crochets and then a single crochet decrease, like 5 or 6 single crochets and then a decrease. And I did that all the way around for just 1 row, and then I finished it out with a half double row. And so that, because I didn't want it to be really, you know, and it give it a really cute little poofy effect, you know, which I thought was really cute. Now, when I was seaming up the sides, I wanted to give her a little, you know, this little ease over her hips here. So I left about 3 clusters unseamed so that it would give a nice little, you know, split here, but not too much, but a little bit, so that would rest on her hips like that, you know. So, and then all I did was come up and attach my yarn and go around the bottom with a half double crochet all the way around it. And you see that gave it a nice little clean edge there. Now the neck, I went around 1 row with a single crochet and then another row with a half double crochet. So really, you know, really simple. And then each square was 26 rows. Let me reach down here. Now this is what I had left out of the 3 skeins of the menagerie, the Big Twist menagerie, in the hummingbird color is what this is. This is the hummingbird color. I still do have 2 skeins of it in this ball here. So, now I do have that yarn in other colors because I I'm a little smitten with this yarn. It's so easy to work with. It just really is. It's very wonderful to work with. I'm not the only one that's smitten with this yarn. Shannon over at Another Yarn, she's also very much loves this yarn, and she has it in several different colors also. She was able to get her hands on the green color. I was not able to get my hands on the green color. I didn't want to order it to be shipped to my house because I don't like to order from them to be shipped to my house because of how they do things, how Joann's does things. When you order to be shipped to your house, you don't get half of your order. When you do that, they cancel half of it. They ship it from 2 or 3 different places. You might get 1 skein from in one package, and 2 skeins from in another package, and 3 skeins in another package, and it might take you a month to get all your packages. I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience for that. So if I can't get it by picking it up in the store, I just don't get it anymore. You know, I went through that back late last year when I was getting the Line Brand gradient cakes. I'm not going to go through that again because there was still like some yarn that I ordered from them last time that I never got because they canceled it. And so I'm not going to go through that process with them again. I don't like, the only company that had never screwed me over when I ordered through them to be, well, there's a couple places, and that's Michael's and Hirschner's. I've been, usually I can do pretty good by ordering it from them to have delivered here, and of course Premier Yarns. Premier always is stellar with their orders. Even when they mess up an order one time, I emailed them and they fixed it right away and sent me the correct item. So, you know, there are some that are perfect, but Joann's, as the outlier. I just I can't order anything to be mailed from them. I just can't. I don't have the patience for them. But yeah, I'll be making more of those tops. If any of y'all would like to order a top from me, just email me. My email's always in the description box. Those tops won't cost as much as my sweaters. So they don't take me as long, and they don't require as much yarn, and I enjoy making them. So if you're interested, just email me. They don't take very long to make, and I don't charge as much for the those kind of tops as I do the cardigan sweaters. So anyway, I don't have a whole lot to go. Oh, I made a decision. I don't know how many y'all. I don't think I really told. I think I mentioned this in the channel members video, but not this one. Eva, my bestie Eva, the one I went and spent yesterday with, she is also a tax preparer, and she's a very good one. Extremely talented in that area, and she did my taxes this year, and I was able to get a tax refund. It's not, I don't have it yet, but I'm anticipating one, and a blessing, big time. And I was going to set my backyard up with a little garden and some lawn furniture and stuff, but I've made a decision on that I can do that later. But I'm going to use, I got a couple of things I have to do with it. I have to replace Johnny's air conditioner, and I have to replace the back brakes on the van. But with the rest of it, I'm going to buy a plane ticket and go see Amy in California. Amy with Hooked on Wishing Crochet. She's been one of my besties for the past 3 years, and she lives in the Bay Area. She lives near San Francisco, so within driving distance of San Francisco, California. And I've only ever been through California, and that was like almost 33 years ago. And it was on a Greyhound bus, and it was a long story, but that's the only experience I had with California, was going through there on a Greyhound bus at night and not even seeing anything of California. All I saw of California was the bus station. and then right back on another bus leaving California. So I never really, seen anything of it. Um, but it's been a dream of mine to see California, and to see, she lives near, I guess, the Golden Gate Bridge and the ocean and so many things. And of course, to get to see someone that has been like a sister to me these last 3 years, that I consider, one of my nearest and dearest best friends, it is a prayer answered, and a chance of a lifetime to get to go see her that I didn't think I would get to go do. And I checked out how much airfare was, and it was a lot less than I thought it was going to be. A lot less than I thought it was going to be. So I don't think I can sleep on this opportunity. So I'm going to go for a week. I know some of y'all live in that area, so I probably will. When I know exactly what date I'll be in that area, then I will, talk about maybe a meet and greet during that week that I'm there. We'll try to organize something like that for those of you that are in that area, or within driving distance of that area. Because, I know there's some of y'all that are out there, in that area. I know at least a couple that are possibly in that area. But I know, I don't know where everybody is, of course, because there's, 3,300 of y'all. So I couldn't possibly know where everybody was. But I know that California is a huge state, and there's, but I don't know how many of y'all are in that area. But, y'all just sound off in the comments and let me know how many of y'all might be interested in a meet and greet for next month. Late next month is what I'm looking at. The dates that I'm looking at are between March 24th to the 31st. I don't know if that's for sure the week that I'm going to be there, but that's the date that I'm shooting for. Those are the dates I'm shooting for, but I don't know for sure. It could change. I won't know for sure until I buy my ticket. So then I'll know for sure, and then I can give y'all some more definite plans. But right now, it's just kind of, I'm the only definite plan is that I'm definitely going. It's just, finding out what date I'm definitely going. But the trip of a lifetime, and I'm excited. I didn't think I'd ever get to go. The real ocean. Not just the Gulf of America or Mexico, whichever side of the fence you're on about that. But I've seen the Gulf of Mexico down in Biloxi, Mississippi, which is one of my favorite places to visit, and go to the beach there. And of course, someone pointed out that you don't have to go all the way to California to see the ocean. Of course I don't. But California is where Amy is. And if I can, get a chance to go see someone that has been my dear friend for 3 years, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Someone who I talk to on a daily basis, several times a day, and can't see my life without her, in it. I wouldn't want to see my life without her in it. My life would just not be the same. So, it's that kind of sisterhood, I love her dearly. And to get to spend a week with her and her family is a thing that I didn't think would ever be possible. And without the weight loss, and without Eva's clever, tax preparation and doing what she did for me, it wouldn't have happened. And so yeah, I'm going. And I struggle with thinking that I even deserve such a thing, but I do. And I'll make sure that my bunch here is squared away, that my dogs have everything they need, and my boys have everything they need, and all the laundry's done up, and the freezer's full, and the cabinet's full of food, and everything's good, and that they're, squared away for a week. and so that I won't feel guilty about not being here. But yeah, it should be interesting. I haven't been on an airplane since 2006. Me and the boys, when we were living in West Memphis, Arkansas, in 2006, we went from Memphis to Orlando, Florida for a few days. And we went to SeaWorld, and we went to Universal Studios. I know everybody's like, oh, you didn't go to Disney? No, we didn't go to Disney. We're not Disney kind of people. So, we're just not. We're not Disney sort of people. So we did not go to Disney. We went to Universal and we went to SeaWorld. And I got to see Shamu. And I cried like a baby. We were sitting there. This is when they still had their outdoor shows. And we just happened to pass as they were having their show. And we just kind of walked, where we could see it. We didn't sit down. We just kind of walked and just kind of peeked in. And Will turned around and looked at me and he said, Mama, are you crying? Because when you love something that you can't see on a regular basis, I mean, I grew up watching Jacques Cousteau on PBS, and through the eyes of him and the way he described things, I fell in love with the ocean and everything to do with it. And when we were at SeaWorld, and to see Shamu for the first time, and of course now I know, I seen a documentary that showed how the whales were not as well taken care of as they should have been, and that it was not a good situation for the animals. And of course you don't know that as a spectator, as a visitor, you don't know that. But when you love something like I love the ocean, and you can't be near it because of your circumstances or your location, and you get a chance to go, it does mean a lot. And when I was standing there watching Shamu, I cried like a baby because it was bigger than life. It was so beautiful. And then we went and looked, because of course they had the big aquarium and they had him in a tank, and we could see him in these underwater tanks and everything. And it was just not something you ever forget seeing, an orca. To see an orca, a killer whale in person is something else. It really is. And I'll never forget it. I never will forget it. And I don't think the boys, they were still really young at the time. Johnny was only about 6, and Will was, 12 or so. So they were too young to really grasp what was, what we were seeing and what we were experiencing. But it meant a whole lot to me. And that trip was, it had its ups and downs, because we went to this pirate dinner theater. We had sat through this stupid timeshare presentation, because they said if you go sit through the presentation, you'll get a free pirate dinner theater certificate and be able to go eat this, go to this pirate dinner theater and get a picture and everything if you go sit through this timeshare presentation. And I was like, okay. So me and the boys went and listened to these people try to sell us a timeshare, and then we said, no, thank you. My certificate. So we collected our pirate dinner theater certificate. We went back to the hotel and we rested a little bit. And then we took, I think think it was like a trolley or a bus or something, some sort of public transportation that they had in Orlando. I can't even tell you what it was. It was public transportation. It was cheap. And we went down to the Pirate Dinner Theater, and it was fantastic. And we did get a picture. I have it somewhere. And then they had this seafood. I forget what shrimp or something like that. And then they had wine, and I had a little bit of the wine, but I'm not a big drinker. I had a little bit of the wine, but then the next day, I had food poisoning. The boys didn't have. I don't know if it was the wine or because the boys ate something different than what I ate. I can't remember exactly what I ate. Something seafood. But whatever it was, I had food poisoning. And it was the most awfulest. I mean, it was both ends. And every 20 or 30 minutes, I was sick. And it was the day that we were going to Universal Studios. And Will's like, Mama, we'll just stay in the hotel. Me and Johnny will go down to the pool, and you can rest, and it'll be okay. We don't have to go to Universal Studios. And I said, the heck we are. We're not staying here. We are going to Universal Studios. I said, we are not missing out on Universal Studios. I said, I don't care if I have to go to every bathroom that we come across. We are going. And we did. And we went to this... what was it? This 3D, this 3D, what is that name of that movie? Terminator 3D, deal. And it was like right in front. It felt like that the character, it was, I can't remember which version it was, but it was the bad, when the bad guy was silvery, you know, he was liquid silver or something like that. I can't remember, but, it looked like we were sitting in these seats, like movie style seats, and it looked like that he was coming at us, and me and Johnny were doing like this, backing up in our seats because it looked like it was right in front of our face, and so me and Johnny were backing up like this, and Will's over there laughing at us like a lunatic, you know, because he thought we were hilarious because me and Johnny are just backing up. But yeah, I don't know how I managed to sit through that movie. But I was literally catching every bathroom we came across. And then at one point, we stopped and I bought them some food. I couldn't eat nothing. And I bought them some food, and Will looked at me and he said, Mama, he said, you look green. You look green and gray. He said, you look awful. He said, I think we've done enough here. He said, we came, we saw, we did. He said, let's just get the bus and go back. It's where you can go and rest. And I said, okay. So we called a city bus and we went back to the hotel, and I went and cranked the air conditioning up and turned cartoons on for Johnny, and Will went and hung out at the pool. And I think we had to go, I want to say we were going either the next day, or I think we were going home the very next day, if I remember correctly. It wasn't very long after that. I want to say we went home the next day. But yeah, it was quite a trip. It was quite a trip. But the SeaWorld trip was probably the best, because we also got to see Busch Gardens, and Johnny really loved all the flowers, and the Budweiser horses were there. The Budweiser horses. If y'all have ever seen the Clydesdales, the Budweiser Clydesdale horses, they were there. And so we got to see them. And oh my gosh, they are gorgeous. I don't even know if they still have them now, because someone else has bought Budweiser, and I don't even know if they still have the Clydesdales or what, you know. But they were the most beautiful horses you ever laid eyes on. They were really beautiful. And to see them up close and personal, that was really beautiful too. So, if the California trip is anything like the Orlando trip, then it will be amazing. So, because that's not something, I mean, it might have been, 19 years ago that we went to Orlando, but obviously it was not something I ever forgot. It meant the world to me to get to take them boys and go do that. And it's still very good memories for me to remember that. And I suspect this trip to California will be exactly the same, that 20 years from now, I will still remember it fondly, and it will bring touching tears to my eyes to remember it. So, no doubt about that. But that's about all I got for y'all tonight. Hopefully, maybe you made a little progress in whatever project you're working on. I still have about 3 yarn mystery bags left. I got 3 left. So if anyone's interested in the yarn mystery bags, I have 3 left at $75, which includes your shipping if you're in the lower 48 states. So I have 3 left. I have one that I'll be sending off tomorrow. If you want one that's sent off tomorrow, then contact me tonight. But yeah. My email is always in the description box, and I appreciate y'all. There's just, just one of those kind of things. Oh, Maggie's down here by my feet. She's been a pretty good girl. She even taught Theo how to give paw. If y'all know what I mean. Like, when you're standing in front of her, you tell her, give me paw, and she'll pick her paw up and put it in your hand. And when they follow me into the kitchen where the treats are, in the little corner of the kitchen, she will immediately go in and sit down. And then I'll say, give me paw. And she'll hand me her paw. Well, Theodore has learned that if he goes in there, if he hears that we're going in there and he goes in there too, and he sits his happy butt down, that he gets ready for his treat. Well, I noticed today that he heard us going in there for a treat, and he hurried up in there, and usually I have to tell him to sit. Usually he doesn't immediately sit, He'll have to be told to sit. But this time, he not only sat immediately, he lifted his paw up. Ain't nobody told him to give paw, but he lifted his paw up like, like, here I am, sitting like a good boy, giving paw. And of course, I give him treats, And then later on, I told Will, I said, Theo gave paw at treat time. And he said, oh, did he now? And so he told Theo, he said, give me paw. And Theo just looked at him like, dude, it's not treat time. Dude, it is not treat time. Why am I giving you paw? So never let it be said that old dogs can't learn new tricks, because Theo has learned a new trick. If I sit down and lift my paw, treats come my way. Oh, how I love these guys. Anyway, and I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And of course, please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye.